Hello, hello. I am Naomi Brahim, the multi-tiered system of supports manager and also the leader for MTSS engagement. I would like to talk to you today about the MTSS engagement team. So in this video, I will share information and resources available to you that are on our website, and I'll introduce my team. But first, a little bit about our work. We provide instructional support to enhance pedagogical efficacy for all teachers. To aid in this support, our team created 6 MTSS toolkits, which present a targeted group of high-yield instructional practices, or as we like to refer to them as HYPs, that foster relationships between adults and students to improve outcomes for all students. The toolkits have a laser-like focus on over 30 research-based high-yield instructional practices, which can help teachers have elevated student engagement and more effective instruction for all students and ultimately increase student achievement. So I'm going to scroll down and show you a few things on our website. So one of the cornerstones of our toolkit work is increased student engagement. Research identifies 5 different levels of engagement, which focus on students' attention and commitment to the task or content. And we've shared them here on our website. Teachers often have students who fall in the ritual compliance or strategic compliance levels. They pay attention some or most of the time, but tend not to fully commit or engage in the lesson or task, and are more concerned with results or grades. When students are immersed in work and activities with personal meaning and value, teachers are more likely to have authentic engagement. Students will go through the productive struggle when faced with difficulty and are more likely to learn at high levels. Through the use of high yield instructional practices or HYPs, like the ones we've included in the MTSS toolkits, teachers can successfully get more students to the highest level of engagement. And so we have over 30 high yield instructional practices that can help to increase engagement, and the trainings were designed to do just that. They come from research from John Hattie, Invisible Learning. And so they're all backed by research, which makes them high yield practices. We've also created some training materials that go along with each high yield practice. You'll notice here that here are 5 of the high yield practices with trainings that we focus on for distance learning. And so knowing that we're in a period right now of using distance learning partially, we wanted to make sure that we highlighted those HYPs that helped bring students and teachers together. Teacher Clarity is our first toolkit, and we actually have 6 of them, and you'll see the pretty colors there at the top. For Teacher Clarity, we focus on learning intentions and success criteria, scaffolding, mnemonics, goal setting, explicit teaching strategies, and concept mapping. And those are really strategies for how to make your instruction clear. You'll also notice on this particular site that we have access for you to the toolkit itself. That includes information and research on the logic of why this is important, as well as some vignettes that can be used to help you see how the HYPs can be used in the classroom. If you're trying to reach the actual toolkit, if you click on that little box that says pop out, it'll take you to a PDF version that you can actually download and keep. For every toolkit, we have a list of considerations. And so the reason why these toolkits are for all students is because we want to make sure that every student has access to high yield instructional practices and the highest level of engagement in instruction. And so this also, you can pop out and save it as a PDF. And lastly, on each and every toolkit page, we have access to this wonderful overview presentation that just teaches you some about each of the toolkits, and every page is set up the same. Self-reflection and assessment is the second toolkit, and there are 3 high yield practices self-reported grades and student expectations, metacognitive strategies, and self-verbalization, self-questioning. And you'll notice that the pages are all set up the same. You have access to the toolkit, access to considerations or things to consider as you're using these practices, and also access to an overview slide. Modes of instruction and modes of student practice is our largest toolkit and really includes two separate sections. For modes of instruction, you'll see it ranges from direct instruction, which isn't actually a high yield practice as identified by Dr. John Hattie, all the way to problem solving teaching. Some modes of student practice which really focus on the students using instruction to increase engagement and to better their learning range from cooperative learning to problem-based learning and space versus mass practice. And the website is set up the same, that includes the toolkit, considerations, and the overview presentation. Formative assessment, those HYPs start from feedback through the lens of formative assessment and go on to brief and non-graded assessment and include providing formative evaluation and cooperative versus competitive learning. We have one HYP that is fairly unique, or one toolkit that's fairly unique. And our fifth toolkit is classroom systems that supports behavior. It includes 3 high yield practices, but it also has 9 applications that can be implemented immediately as needed to address specific classroom or individual student situations. And these are all included in the toolkit, as well as some vignettes for how to use these particular applications. Feedback is our last and final toolkit, and that's toolkit number 6. And the HYPs range from feedback as a result of engagement to classroom discussion, questioning, and opportunities to respond. And again, this work is based on John Hattie's visible learning work, which is highly research-based. And our goal is to increase engagement through instruction, to decrease behaviors as an obstacle for good learning and achievement. So if you click on the team information, you'll see all of the resource teachers that work in MTSS engagement and which zone they support. Feel free to reach out to us as needed, but you can also talk with your instructional leaders in your building, including your AIC, your academic instructional coach. We thank you for taking the time to watch this video and learning more about MTSS engagement, our MTSS toolkits, and how we are working to increase the use of engagement strategies, enhance teacher efficacy, reduce negative behaviors, and improve academic outcomes for all students. Thank you for your time.